one thing? Or what does that mean?
Giveaway eventually given.
I was bored the last year. I know rich, but what was that one show that you were doing?
It's like, it's optional. You don't have to. Saturday, you make sure you wake up.
I don't want to say the expectations.
Like, if you're not with me in something, so maybe I'm nowadays to have a career job.
A great turnout, probably maybe our most successful.
Same guy. Campbell autograph.
Just accountability and representation. You got
Mobs and all that stuff, like weird stuff.
That have the experience.
Like the robo
deal with my kids. You know, my daughter.
The guy who made the coffee that night, dude. Texas.
Man, they were starting to make all of this.
Hit second, so like hit second.
That's when you're not even have security.
This album.
I'm a guitar player. I'm not saying I'm like
He was just cool, and you had a big ass. I figured. Teach you an event. You know, have.
Alrighty, guys, thanks for joining us tonight on this beautiful Friday evening. I'm joined with my co-host here, Nico, and our guest of the hour, Jay Stacks. What's up, Jay?
What's up, man? How you guys doing?
So, introduce yourself, Jay, for some of the people here that don't know what you do and stuff.
So, good evening, everyone. My name is Jay Stacks. I am a minor micro comic book influencer. I sell on Whatnot. I've been selling on eBay for years. Facebook Marketplace, Facebook, reply auctions, Instagram, you name it, I've done it. And first and foremost, I'm a collector of comic books and Funkos, first and foremost. And I love comics and I love Funkos and I love the community. What can I say?
Very cool, very cool. Thanks for joining. And well, Nico, I don't think you need any introduction. You've done way too many of these now. No, I'm just kidding.
At this point, I'm a pro.
Right, bro? You have a doctorate degree in this shit.
I know. You need to start paying me for this shit.
Yeah, just because we talked about that earlier. What's the problem?
Just like the Valley, unpaid wages. Just like the Valley.
You're gonna get paid as much as I do. No. But thanks for everybody for joining us tonight. So, Nick, how's your week been, bro? How's the job? How's the grind?
Okay, first off, I think I told you and Chris that I hired a new guy, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so he was supposed to work on Sunday. Fortunately, he wasn't able to make it because he has another job, and he came up with some excuse saying that he couldn't make it. I gave him the benefit of the doubt, and I was like, all right, cool, not a big deal. And I told them, hey, just as a reminder, that happened Sunday. Wednesday, we will come back again, and we'll stock up the entire store again. We got to be there at 5 a.m. This guy goes, okay, sure, I'll be there. Dude never shows up. That same day, I fired him.
Shut the fuck up.
I fired him right then and there, dude. Like, hey, I'm sorry, man. Like, don't get me wrong. Like, he came in, he looked very enthusiastic. He looked like he was full of energy. He wanted to work, and he was telling me like during the interview, look, man, I just need the chance. Just give me the opportunity. That's the lines he was pitching at me. And so I was like, all right, well, this guy looks like he really wants to go for it. He really wants the job. I'm like, all right, I'll hire you. I'll take a chance on you. Well, tough shit. I had to fire him right then and there, bro. No call, no show, no money. You're gone.
My aunt, he didn't want to work. Damn, facts.
Hey,
hard facts, bro.
Facts, no printer.
Right. So what you're saying is you're hiring, right? Because I need a job.
Yeah, but no, man, it's fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie. Doing the whole assistant store manager thing, going through the whole process of like the hiring process, interviewing people, stuff like that. It's fun, but yeah, dude, like, so you can clearly tell it's hard to find people that actually want to work. Like, but yeah, that's like the latest thing that's happened, and the store manager asked me, hey, by any chance, you need to tell that guy that he needs to finish his paperwork so that he could be already in the system. And I told her right then and there, I'm like, oh, by the way, that guy's already fired. And she's like, oh, wow, okay, that was quick.
Oh, bro, and this is like your first time doing the hiring, right? Or no?
No, I've done other hiring in other locations, but for this particular company, yeah, this is the first time I've ever done it. I don't get me wrong, I've fired several people in the past before, but for the most part, it was for stupid reasons. Like I would catch them stealing or like no call, no shows, or controversy with another employee, they got into it and I had to release either one or both.
Like what were you gonna say, Jay? You had something?
No, I had nothing to say.
I thought you raised your hand, bro, or you're talking to the hand.
I know, man.
Oh
I
no,
was like,
I'm texting right now, letting people know I'm live right now.
yo, what's up, Alex?
Can I get a shout out all bro? It's because Alex is on my shit list, bro.
Why? What happened?
Bro, Alex is my boy, bro. He's the one that he did the camera view, like when we were doing the interviews or whatever.
Uh-huh.
And normally every Friday night we go out to eat, bro. But all of a sudden, because Ashley's not gonna be there, he got canceled. I was like talking so much shit.
Wow.
Hey Nico, you like to smoke cigars, bro?
I swear to God, I've never even tried a cigar.
Okay, we got to fix that. Next time the three of us have a round table like this, an interview, we're going on location. We're going somewhere where they serve cigars, and we're gonna chop it up and have a cigar.
This man has rich taste, bro. I'm just kidding. Oh, we got Jehu.
Bro, they got
What's up,
$10 for a
Jehu?
cigar. Come on, man.
Jehu from Henry's Collectibles. Is it Henry Collectibles or Henry Toys? I forget. But you know, Jehu from the conventions. He's online. Thanks for joining us, Jay. So, but nah, bro. What's it called?
Thank you.
For me, it's just been crazy, Nico. Like, I applied for a job, and the same day I got a rejection email. It's fucking great.
Are you
So,
serious?
Bro, they're like, I was like, I applied, and they're like, thank you for your interest. I said, motherfucker, at least pretend. Like, I'm fucking pissed, bro. Cigars are
Hey,
shit.
man. Hey, but I'm not gonna lie. Sometimes it's better just to rip the Band-Aid off.
Yeah, I mean, fuck it, bro. It is what it is. But that's cool. What's the call? Jay, how's your week been, Jay? What's new this week for you?
Oh, well, my regular job, you know, I'm a supervisor, so it of course has its challenges at times. My job every week, every day is giving people feedback, how they can get better at the craft. And sometimes people are not very receptive to feedback. I mean, who isn't? It's not so much telling them that they suck, it's that you're good, but you can be better. And those are the challenges that you have to overcome as a leader, and how to put stuff. You basically tell them that they suck, but you got to put it in a corporate, professional way and positive way.
Mm-hmm. Definitely actionable feedback, bro. I can't just say you suck. What do you suck at, right?
Exactly.
That's fucking great, Nick, bro. Like, I'm not even gonna lie to you, bro. So, like, when on Sunday's podcast with Chris, shout out to the Average Boys. I don't know if Chris is watching. I know he's tied up, but when he's like, Brian's gonna be on, I said, bro, I don't want to get on.
Why?
Bro, like, I was just like, we were watching Young Sheldon. Have you seen Young Sheldon yet or no?
Yeah, I've caught like glimpses of it. I haven't like actually sat down and watched.
All right, so me and Ashley were like binge watching it, bro. So like, I wanted to watch Young Sheldon, bro. Like, I wanted to watch it, but I was ready the podcast, right? Like, if Brian didn't get on, I'm like, I'm gonna fucking rock it, bro. And as soon as Brian got on, I said, all right, have a good night, guys. Later, and I dipped.
Wow. Dude, I'm not gonna lie. On the Average Boy podcast, like we knocked out like 2.5 hours basically. Like we were just going at it, bro. Like the conversations that we were having, it just I don't know, it just ran real smooth. And before we knew it, we looked at the clock and we're like, holy shit, we're in like over 2 hours on this conversations already. Like we weren't expecting that. I think we went a little bit past than what we were all kind of expecting. So yeah.
Damn, no, yeah, I'm not gonna lie, I flaked on that one, bro. I told Chris my bad, but I want to watch some TV, bro. And you know what movie I saw, bro? You're gonna get so fucking, you're gonna laugh. And Jay, you let me know what you think. I saw fucking Madam Web, bro.
All right, guys. Well, good night.
Hey.
Thank you for having me.
Hey, teach their own, bro. It's your money. You made it,
Bro.
Nobody busts your ass.
shit.
Nobody goes to what you do to make money. It's your money. Do what you want.
Bad, bro. Did you see it, Nick, or no?
Fuck no. Why the hell am I?
You didn't see it?
Dude, you know how much shit I've heard about that fucking movie? And
Bro.
you think I want to spend my time watching it?
Don't
Like-
do it. Jay, did you see it or no?
I have not seen it, bro.
Okay, so
I don't spend my money on Sony MCU unless it's like Miles Morales. No, those are good movies. Without a doubt, you can never go wrong with them.
So my twins got me, man. They suckered me. I have to go to work really early in the morning, like at 5 a.m., right? So I'm assuming that all the kids, they get dropped off at school. Nah, man, these little punks, they played hooky. They didn't go to school. So my wife sends me a text message, hey, by the way, but she didn't say why. She's like, by the way, on the way home, can you pick up some pizza and some wings from Peter Piper? I was like, ooh, that sounds good. Hell yeah, I'll do that. So I get the order. I'm driving home. I get here. I open the door. And they're like, oh, we got pizza and wings. What? They're small. So they're like, they get all excited and shit, right? Yeah. And then one of them, he does this little shit. He goes, He goes, you know what, Dad? I'm like, what? I'm thinking maybe we could watch the new Godzilla and Kong movie. It's on Amazon Prime right now. You can buy it. I was like, what? Dude, they suckered me into it. I was like, all right, man, let's all sit down. Let's have dinner, like, watch the movie and stuff. So that's what we did as a little family.
That's
I was like, all right,
funny.
cool, we'll do that. So, but dude, this shit was all fucking planned already.
Yeah, no, that's I can tell you, bro, and shout out to Mark from the True New Podcast in the chat. Bro, I can tell you right now, bro, it took me 6 hours to watch Madam Web. Because I kept stopping and I was texting and shit. Like, don't watch that fucking movie, bro. Like, it's just so shitty, bro. Like, I understand. I had to just like live through it. I want to know what everybody was talking about, bro. It's not even good. Like, the best way I could describe it is, those fucking Jason movies, bro? Like, it's like a Jason movie, and at the end they wear a spider outfit. That's it.
Bro, don't compare Madam Web to a Jason movie. What the fuck?
No shit.
Fucking
That's
Jason-
sacrilege.
Dude, you don't fuck with Jason, bro. That's a big no. You don't do that.
Fucking Robert's in the chat, bro. Fucking Robert. Madam Web sucked, bro. I fucking saw that shit, Robert. I'm sorry, bro. You my boy. But
Okay. I'm not gonna lie, dude. What was it at United Collectors? I swear that's the first time I ever got to actually meet Robert for the first time, like person to person. Dude, he's a cool guy, bro. I liked him.
No, Robert's cool, bro. But fucking Madam Web, bro. Fuck that movie, bro. So,
Dude, Sony owns such a small piece of the Marvel universe, and they're trying to milk it for all it's worth, in my opinion. Like Madam Web, Kraven the Hunter, those are cool characters, but to have their own movie, it's like saying, I'm not a big fan of DC, but it's like putting Cyborg on his own solo movie or something.
Okay, but
like
check it out. But check it out. Honestly, I'm being dead ass on it. I'm being straight up. I would rather watch Kraven than Madam Web.
I mean, at this point, yeah, bro. Like, I'm just letting you guys know, if you have 2 hours of your life to burn, don't waste it on that. Right, straight up, bro. Like, I can honestly, like, I just wanted to see all the bullshit, bro. It's fucking trash, bro. So,
dude, you still fuck me up with the whole comparing it to Jason, bro. Like, what the fuck?
Well, because, bro, like, they're trying to get away from the bad dude, and he just appears out of fucking nowhere, and like, he's just spending the whole movie chasing these bitches.
Okay, Alex put worse than Morbius.
I never saw Morbius.
I wonder, since technically MCU owns the rights to the word mutant, in canon, Madam Web is a mutant. So I wonder if they're able to acknowledge that in the Sony MCU. Did they ever acknowledge that? Because she is a mutant.
They didn't
I
call
don't
it
think so.
Nah. But I gotta watch the Morbius now just to fucking get it even out. But besides the point, guys, if you see Madam Web, let us know your opinion on it in the chat. But definitely one thing I want to get to talking about, guys, is, and we've all kind of talked about it before, is social media platform selling. So basically, what I'm talking about are the eBays of the world, the fucking whatnots of the world, and so forth. So I know this is a topic that Jay wanted to discuss. And I feel this is something that us as small business owners and stuff, we've had some previous experience. I personally, besides with the previous company selling on eBay, I haven't sold on eBay with this company yet, just because I'm strategic about the money income coming into my business. So I don't want to open up that revenue yet. But Nico, have you sold on eBay? What's been your experience with it? What do you think about eBay? And then we'll just kind of go around the conversation.
All right. First off, before I did the whole Five Below, before I did the refineries for 5-6 years, I actually did eBay for about 6 years with like no job, no working, just straight up 100% eBay, and I fucking killed it.
Did you?
Hell yeah, shit. Like, my fucking ratings is right now, it's still at 100% rating, 100% feedback and stuff like that. Dude, I devoted everything I had into eBay, and I was making a killing. There were certain peaks and points of the year, like right now that we just passed May 4th, May 5th, like the whole Star Wars thing. Same thing with eBay. On those times, that's the time you post up all your Star Wars stuff, and they will sell like hotcakes. I ended up buying an entire lot from one individual, and I'm gonna say I spent maybe about $2,500 on the action figures, the entire lot that I bought, and I easily maybe close to tripled my money.
Nice.
So, and that was just eBay, and I did that, like I said, for about 5-6 years with no job, just 100% dedicated to eBay. I'm not gonna lie, right now I'm being 100% legit with you all. No bullshit. Right now I'm still on eBay, and it is a complete fucking disaster. I don't know what. I'm not even joking. Right now, 100%, no bullshit. My sales have fucking plummeted. They fucking dropped bad, like drastically. Like I'm talking about from selling, let's say monthly. Let's say my average monthly would be maybe like $2,500. I'm not even fucking with you. Right now, it's probably like $200-$300. Like it's fucking bad, bro. I don't know what the fuck they did. I actually called eBay and I was wondering, because there's little tricks in eBay. I know I'm taking up a lot of time on this, but like there's little tricks on eBay where you can go and you filter and you can kind of scroll to see lowest price and best shipping and all that, so you can kind of see who's selling it for the best price. I would do that as a seller, and then I would actually match their price, and if somebody was interested, I would actually send them an offer for a little bit less than what I had it for. And a lot of the times, dude, just doing that, I'm not even gonna lie, I would post an item back in the day and it would take me 10, 15, maybe 30 minutes to sell that one item. That's how fast shit was selling on eBay. You know, now I'm not gonna lie, this shit fucking sits on my fucking shelves and it's collecting dust. Like it's not fucking moving. I don't know what the hell they did to the program. I don't know what kind of fucking search engine they put into this thing, but they fucked everything up.
What's it called? Do you think maybe because you know how they just partnered up with Golden, that maybe now that they have all this new sellers and new platform stuff, like that's affecting it, or was it before all that?
Well, I'm not gonna lie. Do you know how long ago they got with Golden?
Probably within I know they finalized everything today, but I know they were talking about for within the last 30 days.
Okay, no, this is prior. I'm gonna say within the past 2 years, this shit's been fucked up.
Okay, I get you. What about you, Jay? I know you have a lot of experience. I've seen some of the stuff you post on your shop. So, what's been your experience with eBay?
Well, my experience with eBay, and I know what the issue is because I've been following the social marketplace in the comic book community for the past, I would say, 5 years. So especially when Whatnot launched, and I've been on many shows, you'll see big time sellers, big time stores. They're literally, sometimes they're just giving away exclusives for free or almost next to nothing. So, you know, it's not just on Whatnot. It pretty much corners the entire social marketplace for the comic book community. Like, how can you beat that? And in the last couple of months, I would say my observations of Facebook Live was the first social marketplace. It just wasn't streamlined. People had to do invoicing and had to do it separately. And then when Whatnot came, that changed the game. People can just buy the transaction outright. It does the invoice for you. You get your payment right away. You don't have to chase non-pairs anymore. And you just ship it out to the customer. And everybody's seeing this, so a lot of people have been following suit. There's so many platforms. eBay launched their live platform a couple of months ago. It was in beta testing. And now, I'm not going to mention names, of course, but you can see it. You can go on eBay Live and you'll see them. There's a lot of the big time Whatnot sellers have moved to that platform, to eBay Live. It's a little bit better because you can invoice people at the end of the show. So you could bundle up the shipping, so it's cheaper for the customer. Of course, you can't do giveaways like on Whatnot, but it's more convenient for the customer who wants to buy. But I've seen some auctions where stuff goes cheap, like on Whatnot, because it's the same audience. And so it's kind of tough because some people rather wait, and they know there'll be a seller out there that will fold. They'll need money, and they'll sell stuff very cheap than what it's supposed to go for because they're desperate for money. They're in a dire strait, you know, and it's happening right now in this economy. And so many other platforms are going with live short box, which is strictly for comics, for raw comics and slabs. That's gone live. That's a very good platform. TikTok Shop has launched their live shopping network, and Amazon Live has done that. So many e-commerce sites like eBay, they saw what Whatnot was doing. It's like, hey, this is good. We should do a live platform. I mean, there's so many. Pop Shop Live is another good one. So there's so much competition out there that it's stiff. And I've talked to an acquaintance of mine that's part of the Facebook comic book community. It's like he used to go live on Fridays from 7 at night Central to 2 in the morning. And now he calls it at night like at 11:30, 12. It's like, there's too much competition out there. So I'm not going to stay on. And this show used to have, I would remember, like 30 to 40 people. And now he's like 15 to 20. So there's a lot of competition out there right now for comic books. Everybody wants to flip collectibles now. It is a good market, but now it's a whole lot tougher because there's so many platforms and there's so many people. And I think what really happened, besides when people are in dire straits of need of money, there's some people that were just buying because they were bored during the pandemic, and that was like your only outlet to the world. You're just online, you're buying, and by the end of it, man, I have a lot of stuff I really don't need. I need to get rid of it. So people are just thinning out the collections, selling it for ridiculous prices just to get it out of the house, or having to pay for a storage unit. So that's my take. I know I went a bit of a tangent, but that's from my observations. Like I said, I've been observing this for the past 5 years, so I've seen how its evolution.
Mm-hmm. Nico, what do you think? Because, like, for me, obviously running the business before, and this is one thing that me and Fred and Jay kind of had little mini arguments or mini discussions with back then, was the biggest excuse that we had before we separated was people were not buying like they were in 2020. And I said, who gives a fuck? That was like 3 years ago. This was back in 2023, right?
Yeah.
Like, the business is constantly changing. So I don't think utilizing COVID or the pandemic for anything now is not an excuse. Like, that's just, to me, that's just dumb. Because, like, in all aspects, like, if you're driving online sales, like, eBay going live is good and bad because it's a good platform, but what's it called? It's a new set of audience. But some kind of like Whatnot started the same way. Then it got oversaturated with sellers. So I guess the question I have for you two, and I'll start with you, Jay, then I'll make my way to Nick, is do you think that the brick and mortars have to have or do you think, like, in order to be successful, do you need to have an online presence too, or do you need to focus more in store, in person? What do you think, Jay? How do you go first?
To focus in store, in person, it's not much. It's just hiring the correct people, having the tools. I mean, you can't know everything. At least, them have access to a computer, the internet, so they can look up a character and look up the key issue, whatever the customer is looking for. It's me and a local comic book shop owner. We're talking about this. I'm not going to say who. We're talking about, he was asking for my advice and my thoughts on it. And it's like, and he was right. It's best to go online, because if you want to open another store location per se, that's more rent that you have to pay. Electricity, water, insurance, liability. You have to pay more employees, versus if you just go online from your existing store, you could just hire people, or the people that you have, give them a bump and pay maybe another $1 or $2. Hey, get on live. Teach them. It's a great platform. I mean, all the mega stores are doing it. Unknown Comics is selling on Whatnot on eBay. I've seen Midtown Comics go on Whatnot. I mean, that's the way to go. I mean, Midtown has a lot of stores in Manhattan. How much more can you expand without having to waste money? And they have a big warehouse full of comics, so might as well go online. And it's another way to expose yourself. It's like free advertisement. Why pay for internet commercials when you can just go live and people are going to see and hear about it? That's my take on it.
What do you think, Nico?
All right. My take, honestly, he does have a point on certain things. If you do have a brick and mortar, yes, your people, your average, let's say repeat customers are going to come in, they're going to make their purchases and stuff like that. But of course, you want to branch out to new people, and the thing is, like, I'm not saying that I'm well known here, because I'm not. But the thing is, like, if you were to ask people from Houston, Corpus, whatever, they don't know who the fuck I am, and that's the thing though. When I jump on live, whenever I do my own thing, I'm selling myself. I put myself out there like if I'm a character, like, you know, and I've told you this before, like when I jump on this podcast or I jump on live or whatever it is that I do, it's like a light switch that goes off in my head, you know, and I turn on that character and this is who you get. This is who I am, like, you know, and you know me personally, you know, I'm very reserved. I don't really say much, but I'm the type of person that says things that need to be said when they need to be said. You know, I'm that type of guy. You know, I'm real blunt. But yeah, dude, like honestly, he's got a point. The rent, the employees, all that shit. If you can do that from the comfort of your own home or the comfort of your own store already, and you can reach out to the entire country, it's good. I'm not gonna lie, it is good, but it's gonna take you time, just like anything else, to build your customer. You know, because nobody knows who the fuck you are. You know, and the sad part is when you're trying to build your customers, a lot of people expect freebies, they expect giveaways, they expect all these things from you, you know, just so that they can stick around and kind of start following you. So in a sense, you're kind of going negative, but you're hoping in the long run you're gonna make money out of it. You know what I'm saying? So there's it's like anything else, man. There's pros and cons in all of this shit, you know. But I personally, I think there is a lot of money to be made out there, and there's a lot of money for everyone out there. Like it's not just like, oh, it's real fucking like strategic in the sense like, oh, we gotta like push all these guys out. No, like there's so many collectibles, Hot Wheels, comic books, video games. There's so much shit, action figures, whether it's new, whether it's fucking Lucy's, you know, and then you got fucking Build-A-Figures, you know, you got all these fucking things that you can do, and there's enough, like there's enough for everybody, to be honest with you. It just depends on how you promote yourself, how you get yourself out there, you know. But
And know your product.
Exactly.
And know your product. But yeah, I've ventured into the diecast just as a spectator, the diecast category and whatnot, and that's ludicrous, man. That is ludicrous. Or sports cards. I've heard of one. Well, it was one of the bigger sellers and whatnot in the sports cards category. There was somebody that came in and spent $6,000 in 3 minutes on baseball cards. Boom, boom, boom. He was out of there. And
Are you reading? Yeah, exactly. That's what I was gonna say. Are you reading what Roy put?
Yeah. So Roy put, having the right people that can help with keeping it consistent is the biggest challenge, but the journey online is still definitely the move. I'm sorry. There's a lot of competition, a lot of platforms to choose from. So many people playing in the same space just pushes innovation. And Roy, of course, is from Cleveland Comics, one of the managers there. Thanks for joining us, Roy. But I think Roy brings up a good point, because honestly, like, the problem with the Valley, bro, is there's people that have a large platform and a large following, but you can have 39,000 followers, you can have 40,000 followers, but if you can't translate that to transactions, it doesn't mean anything. You know what I mean? Yep. So, and the same thing goes with like a Facebook. So, for example, I have 494 followers, right? But realistically, I have about 20 reliable customers. Like if I post something and I say this is the price, they'll send me a cash app. They'll say send me an invoice and so forth. Like they're gonna pay no matter what, right? Maybe if they bundle up, they want a deal. So out of those 494 people, I have 20 really, 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 really everyday customers that'll buy whatever. And then out of the other 470-ish, more or less, I mean, I'm going to have like the ones and twos that come weekly and so forth, right? But, you know, just because you have that online platform, you know, you still want to kind of establish yourself, you know, locally, because at the end of the day, like, you have to be able to get that inventory to grow. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, like, you just have to have that push down there.
Yeah, and I agree. Me personally, I sold on Whatnot from time to time. At this point, I'm at 985 followers. And before I started selling, I was like at about 840. But that's because I spent a good amount of time for 2 years, you know, building my rapport with people and saying hi and making my presence felt and being helpful. And still to this day, you know, some people reach out to me for advice, you know, about characters, about collecting. But you got to put in the work, kind of like what Nika was saying. You know, before I went selling, you know, I had my following, and the sales that I have, they've been moderately successful. I remember my last show, I stress more about urgency. So I go live for about an hour, and what I made $140 off that one sale. but that's because I had stuff that people were looking for. And most of the time, people that buy from me just buy from me out of loyalty to me because they know me personally. But yeah, like Nico said, you have to put in the work. You have to build the rapport with your audience. And I've seen shows that have awesome inventory. They have slabs. They have awesome books, but they don't have that charisma or that connection with their audience. And it's like in baseball. You got to be a 5-tool player, and that's how the social marketplace is. You have to have all those tools. It's not just badass inventory. You got to know how to speak, how to connect with your audience, and have charisma, and know what you're talking about, and packaging well as well. Because if you can have everything else, but if you don't package products correctly, nobody's going to want to buy from you anymore.
What about you, Nico? Like, were you selling online on eBay? Were you selling more like Marvel stuff, more DC, more anime? Was it a mix? Because like on Whatnot, and I know Nick, you've done some Whatnot shows, but let's say and I'm just gonna give an example. If I say I'm gonna do like a One Piece night, then you're kind of automatically shutting off like your sports people, your Marvel people. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What kind of genre did you see selling a lot online? Like,
Okay, well, so like I said, on eBay, I did a little bit of everything. I don't limit myself, like you just said. I don't limit myself to just Hot Wheels or video games or comic books. I had a little bit of everything. I had a variety of shit. So like if I had Funko Pops, I had Star Wars, I had Marvel, I had anime, I had, whatever it is that I had, I fucking posted it. If it was trading cards, Pokemon, football, my thing is when it comes to trading cards, I know more about Pokemon and I know more about football, than baseball, basketball. I just know the big stars when it comes to those sports. If you talk to me about football, man, I can go on and on. Same thing with Pokemon, So it's like, like Jay said, you got to know your product, and at the same time, when it came to like video games, I had a little bit of Super Nintendos. I had Sega Genesis video games. I had consoles, Game Boy Advance games, NES games, So I had a little bit of variety of just random shit in my fucking eBay store, So I tried my very best to kind of grab a little bit of everybody. When I say, oh, dude, I like geeking out, I like talking nerdy shit with people, to me, that's comic books, video games, anime, stuff like that. So those are the categories that I'm into and that I know. So those are the categories that I sell, and yeah, I had action figures. I even had loose action figures, so, it's just stuff that I enjoy that I think that others would enjoy with me. And if they had a conversation or they had a question on eBay about something, I could go along and be like, oh yeah, I know exactly what you're talking about. I have that particular, issue or whatever, or that particular trading card that you're looking for. I do have that, so I don't know, man. It's yeah, exactly. But yeah, like I had a little bit of everything. I don't limit myself and just do one fucking category. I totally get what you're saying. Like I've seen that in Whatnot where they're like, oh, kind of like May the 4th and May the 5th, everybody was doing Star Wars shit. That was the theme. I totally get that. But I don't know. It's like it's good, but at the same time, you're shooting yourself in the foot because you're limiting yourself on what you're selling. Not everyone's into fucking Star Wars. Some people don't give a fuck about Star Wars. So you're kind of already pushing those people out of your lives because they don't care about it. So I don't know. That's the way I see it. Just a little bit of everything and a good mixture.
It's better to be a buffet than just be a one-trick pony.
Exactly.
what's it called? When was the last Whatnot you did, Nick? I'm just curious.
What's up?
When's the last time you did a Whatnot?
Oh, dude, I'm not gonna lie. Like that, I completely dropped it. I got onto Whatnot. I tried it out, and it takes too long, like, to build a following. Like I could jump on Facebook Live, and I guess it's because I'm known here a little bit that people will start sharing my posts. But on Whatnot, it's like I said, you're a whole different person. You're new, and it's like you're a fucking tiny little fish in a huge ass fucking ocean, and you're trying to make a splash somewhere, and it's like you're trying to build your brand, you're trying to build who you are, but it's gonna take time. It's not something that's just gonna happen overnight, and the truth is, like, I had so much fucking product, I didn't have fucking time to be wasting and wait for those 2 years or that 1 year to slowly get up there. Like I'm the type of guy where I buy something, I do a quick flip, Like, I'm not expecting to stay with that shit for too fucking long. Like, I don't want to collect dust, because then it's a hot commodity, and before you know it, nobody wants it after a while. You know, you got to sell it while it's hot. You know, if you sit on it, some people have that mentality like, hey, you know, it's $30 right now. If I hold on to it, it's going to be $80 later. Nah, fool. Like, that shit might fucking drop. It might go negative. Like, you got to sell it while you have it. And I'm not going to lie, there's been times where I've sold something and it's like, God damn it, it went fucking even higher than anyone expected. But that's the way of the game, you know, like, it's a gamble, you know. So I'd rather just take the fucking win and gain $10-15 out of it as a profit, you know, and quick flip it, as opposed to waiting. And there's a possibility it might go backwards, it might go negative than what you bought it for. You know, I'd rather just get rid of it now. That's who I am. I don't know.
Yeah, there's different strokes for different folks. You know, I remember a while back, I sold something and I put it on 5 different platforms, all at the same time. And I was like, I'm not going to take my chance just putting it in 1 or 2. I'm putting out anywhere. The first fish that bites, it's like when you go fishing, some people just like to cast 1 rod. No, I'm that guy that likes to throw 3 or 4 rods out there. And I got a bite like 20 minutes later, and it went off on Instagram. I just put it on a post. And I made a sale, and I had to take it down from all the other platforms that I put it on. But that's the way I did it. You know, I'm not going to, and I agree with Nico, I'm not going to wait, especially selling something that's hot. I put it everywhere. First one that bites, you get it.
You know, but like I said, like, it's pros and cons like anything else, man. Like, you do that, and there's some people that they swear that if I hold it, that shit's gonna go up in value. And you know, it's one of those things. It actually might go up. I'm not gonna lie. There's a possibility that it might go up, and there's a possibility it might fucking go down. You know, so I can't take that chance. I know what I have in on that item. If I fucking bought it from somebody or I made a trade, I know what the value that I put into it, and I need to get that money out. There's no way I'm going to go negative. If I go negative, I'm in the wrong fucking business. You know, the whole point is to make a flip and make some money, you know, because if I'm going to hold it and it goes negative, I'm already losing money, you know. So that's a big no-no in my business. You don't do that.
And what do you think, Nick, when it comes to like being in the shoes of a buyer? Like, let's say, for example, you're going to United Collectors or STX or ComCon or whatever it might be. Like, when you're doing things to a buyer, what are the things that you're looking for?
So you're saying I'm the buyer?
Yeah, you're the buyer.
Oh,
you as a collector, in other words, like this.
Honestly, if I'm the buyer, I'm looking to bundle. You know, like I prefer bundling shit. You know, like if I see several things in that item or on that booth or that table. My trick, and I'm being honest, I don't point at the item that I originally want. I will point at something else just to kind of feel you out, you know. So if I see a Wolverine action figure that I really want, I'm not going to ask you about the Wolverine. I'm going to ask you about, I don't know, like a fucking random ass action figure you got laying on the table. And that alone will tell me what your prices are at, you know, and I can kind of feel you out like, okay, yeah, this guy's he's way too high. Like, he's asking way too much. So I can only imagine what he's going to ask for the item that I originally want, you know? So I kind of feel you guys out like that in that sense. Like, you know what? If he says a high ass number, I already know the rest of the fucking table is probably going to be the same way, you know, because I kind of already know what that particular figure that I'm asking about, what it goes for more or less on the market, you know. So I act stupid, you know. I'm gonna be honest. Like, if I see a fucking Funko Pop that I know that's valued at on average $12, and the guy's asking, like, you know, let's say if I ask him, hey, how much are you asking for that? And he's like, oh, like 20 or $24.99 or some shit like that. I'm like, yeah, this fool is fucking crazy. I can only imagine how much he wants for that other one that I originally want. So that's what I do. And then when if I hit somebody really good and they give me a good fair price, then I'm like, all right, game on, let's do this. Okay, well, how much for this? And then he'll give me a price. Okay, well, just, you know, out of curiosity, what's the best you can do, or is that the very best? And then they'll give me a price. All right, well, just out of curiosity, what if I take that one as well? You know, and could you do something? You know, oh yeah. And little by little, I kind of work my way doing that. You know, so that's what I do.
And what about you, Jay? What is it that you look for when you're a buyer at conventions so far?
I've never bought from a convention. Only once I bought a book from Michael Golden. I'm more of an online shopper. That's just me because I know I'll get a deal. Very rarely have I seen in person will I get a deal. And I remember I did a deal with you. It was over a Funko. We negotiated, just what Nico said. I asked for the best price, and you told me this is what I can do for you. And when I shop online, especially on eBay, I'll message the seller, and I respect that. I can't go lower than this price because I have this much invested, and I respect that. So I tend to wait a lot of things out. I know things will go down in value, like Nico was saying. I guess a good example of that, when the Falcon, the Winter Soldier was running, the first appearance of Omega Red went ludicrous. I had 3 copies of that. And, I was like telling people, like, wait on that. It's going to go low. And it did. It's practically not back to its original price before the series came out. Some things you can wait. Some things you can't wait. That also goes in the world of Funkos. There's some exclusives that come out that you better get it right away because it's never going to come back down. Some Notorious B.I.G. pop. Go ahead.
I don't mean to cut you off, but right now that you said that,
no, but
certain things go up, certain things go down, and it depends on the customer and the buyer. All right, first off, it depends on how you're doing it. The way David just told me, if I'm the buyer, but remember, I'm also a reseller. So that's my train of thought. That's the way I am. That's who I am. Okay. But then you got the true hardcore collectors that do not buy to resell. They will buy it if they want it, and that's what they want. They're gonna fucking spend the money on it. If you say, hey, that action figure is $80, they might ask you, okay, well, what's the best? Can you do at least 70? Yeah, sure. And they'll take it. Why? Because they're hard true collectors. Their mentality is not, hey, I'm gonna fucking flip this later on. Their mentality is like, I'm keeping it for my own personal sake, and it's my personal man cave shit. Like that's man cave material in their eyes. But and
I'm the same way. There's some. I do both, but there is some stuff in my collection that no, I'm not flipping this. This is mine.
Yeah,
I'm not letting it go.
So for
in
that sense, let's just be honest and let's not bullshit each other. If you see an item and it's for your own personal fucking collection, are you going to try and haggle a little bit, try and get something, or it's like, hey, that's the price. He's not gonna go any lower. Are you still gonna get it? But it's for your own personal collection.
I'm a very stingy buyer. I will turn around because I don't have that FOMO mentality. And I've experienced that with collectibles. I'll wait. Nah, that's too much. I'll wait. I'll see it somewhere else. Maybe a year or 2 years later down the road, and it's more agreeable price, or it's practically next to nothing, and I snatch it. I'm a very patient man.
I give payments, right, Nick?
Oh, you still owe me.
I hell yeah, I do. Fucking Nico got me the Dulon Musafer Star Wars pop on payment plan.
But buying is one thing. I mean, you could always do trades. A thing I like to give advice to people is you have like a 3.0 slab of Hulk 181. You can negotiate. Hey, I'll give you this much, and I'll trade you off this 3.0 for that 6.0. So that's you just got to negotiate.
All right, look, check it out. Me personally, I'm in this business for the money. Okay, because the money's gonna put food on my table. The money's gonna pay my bills. Trading is all nice and pretty and stuff like that. But in my mentality, in my world, that's who I am. I'm driven to succeed and to make my life better as well as my family. So don't get me wrong. If it's like a friend like David or any other friend, and he wants to trade, or like, let's do trade and cash or something, depending on what it is, I could do it. But if it's just an ordinary person, I'm sorry, I'm not trading with nobody. Like money's king in my mind, because that's, like I said, that's what's gonna put food on my table. That's how I'm gonna feed my kids. That's how I'm gonna pay my bills. So, but like I said, if it's a close friend and I know this individual, yeah, I could do a trade. It's not a problem. Or like if they really, really want something and I know exactly what I paid for that item, I will break even, knowing that, hey, you know what, this guy's cool. he's a repeat customer, whatever the case may be. I'm not gonna lose a fucking customer just to be fucking stingy either. I'd rather hook
I
up.
respect that.
I'd rather hook up a repeat customer because I know later on in the future at another show he's gonna come back and he's gonna keep buying from me. So if I break even, I'm cool with that. I don't have a problem, but I will not go negative.
I respect that.
Facts, bro. Hard facts. It's true because, like, even though we want to give the best buyer, and the good part is that since we're small businesses, for the most part, whether it's online or in person, vendor and store, like, we know what the cost of everything is because we deal with mostly exclusives, whether it's exclusive ratios or it's exclusive pops or vaulted pops, right? We know what the cost is, so why not just hook that customer in, right? So,
all right, man. I don't mean to cut you off. I'm gonna go get something to drink real quick.
This guy, bro,
dude, my throat is parched.
Dehydrate for all I care. No, I'm just kidding. So
he's the star of the show, brother.
Last time he did that, he came back with a fucking Super Nintendo, bro. Like, he's
like, my goodness,
I'll be right back. He got a fucking Super Nintendo. I was like, what the fuck?
I'm prepared. I do a lot of Zoom meetings. I always have water close to my desk. Right. But no, I mean, like you and I, David, I remember the first time I met you in person, Notorious B.I.G., I'm not going to resell that. That's mine. That's personal. And I was honest with you. Sometimes, and I've seen that also on social media platforms where people don't respect the seller. Like, hey, dude, the guy was honest with you, or the person was honest with you. He told you couldn't go any lower. Understand that, he's running a business. He can't hook you up. He can't hook you up. But at least he's being honest with you and being respectful about it.
No, you're definitely not wrong. So, what do you think when it comes to certain like comic books? Do you feel like it's the more modern books, like your 1 in 10s or 1 in 100s, that are more sought after, or more like your Golden Age, Bronze Age type of books?
You got to know your demographic. I mean, here locally, like Hobbies and Heroes, their demographic is more like the people that buy comic books. They're already like older gentlemen in their 50s and 60s. Their house is paid off. They're near to retirement, so they're making the most out of their career, wage-wise. They have an empty nest, so they can pretty much splurge. And I've seen people walk in and their pull list is like this thick every week, and they're collecting Flash because that's what they've collected for the past 30 to 40 years. So those people are into the Golden Age because now they're more well off. They'll hunt for Golden Age books, Silver Age, Bronze Age, versus your younger demographic, your people in your 20s, your 30s, they're hunting for those exclusives because that's what they want, the ratios. And I used to be kind of against ratios, but now I'm all for it because Marvel has gone on record to say, because of all the exclusive variants and the ratios, they're able to pay writers and artists to do the comic book series. So I'm all for it, but it's different. You just got to know your demographic. It's, it's like a restaurant. They serve breakfast at like $2.99. You're going to get a lot of the senior customers that are on a budget, and they might have a bar. And at night, you'll get the 20 and 30s crowd because they're into drinking. They want drink specials. They want appetizer specials. So, you just got to know your demographic.
Yo, I'm sorry. I'm completely lost, bro. I went to go get a soda and we're talking about food now. What the fuck?
That's just a metaphor. It's just a comparison.
Oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck? We're talking about a hardcore left turn. Like,
we're talking about the 444 at fucking Wendy's, bro.
Dude, I'm Texas Biggie Bag all the way, bro. No, Whataburger or In-N-Out?
Oh, yeah, bro. Yeah, Whataburger all the way.
Bro. Shit.
Texas, I love this man already.
Fucking me and Nick. Bro. Shit.
Kind of dumbass.
Bro, I've tried In-N-Out. I tried In-N-Out once. It was like about 5 years ago, and it was like a small little burger, and I'm like,
fucking.
I just tried it. And I'm like, to see what the hoopla is, and I'm like, dude, what is this? Do you not see how big I am? Are you trying to say I need to lose weight or something?
Right.
It's like, oh no. I was like, man, this is horrible. This is a freaking Just a Burger is bigger than this.
Hell no, no, bro. When I go to Whataburger, I get double meat, double cheese, add some bacon on that bitch, and jalapenos. Ew.
Good
Hell
jalapeno,
yeah,
bro.
shit.
Yo, what up, Brian? Brian D from New Jersey and the Average Boys. What's up, Brian? So Nick was telling
What's up,
me
Brian?
he loved talking to you on this last Sunday show, Brian.
Hell yeah. I'm telling you, we went over two hours and 20 minutes. Fucking I'm telling you, we lost track of time. We were just talking
Fucking
shit the whole time.
Brian's like,
It's a bromance.
I had to listen to Nick for 2 hours. No, I'm just kidding.
He's cheating on you, David.
You're welcome.
He's cheating on you, bro.
Nah, it's all good, bro. It's all good. It's a loving podcast community at Dumb Long. What's it called? Hey man, sometimes you get carried away, bro. Even if it's when you're real passionate about some of the subjects, right there, Brian. Shit.
It's a bromance.
Right? What's it called? The Average Boy Podcast, guys. It features Brian D, Triggs, and Chris P. Sunday nights at 8 p.m., guys. So if you want to hear some more cool shit, definitely check them out. Sometimes I'm on, sometimes Nick's on, Brian's on most of the time. Triggs is on once a year. Give or take, I'm fucking with him. But there's some good peeps out there. But thank you very much, Brian. But no, I mean, honestly, like, you know, I'm glad we got you on here, Jay. I know we talked a little bit about it before. So you consider yourself a comic book influencer. So what kind of got you into the comic books? Like, what was it that in particular, was it just because of the COVID pandemic and you saw a quick flip, or did it become a quick flip and then you were passionate about it? What was kind of your itch that got you into the comics?
I'll never forget it. What got me into comics, so it was in McAllen. It's been so many restaurants, but back then it was Taqueria de Jalisco back in 2018 in August. And right next door to them was Limited Editions. And I saw their setup. I was like, hey, this looks badass. And I snuck in my head. There was nobody in there. It was Brandon at the time. I was like, hey, this is badass. So you guys open? Yeah, we're open. All right, well, I'm going to get something to eat. I'll be back. I ate lunch with my dad. I walked in afterwards. It's like, yeah, I told you to be back. It's like, hey, so you ever bought into comics? I want to get into it. I was like, who's your favorite character? Wolverine. I was like, what can I read? Old Man Logan. And I just fell in love with that series and with reading. Somebody that was my mentor, he introduced me to several series like Bullet Points, which is, if you're a big What If fan, that's the ultimate series to read, in my opinion. Identity Crisis from DC. So that's what got me into comics. And I really enjoy selling because I enjoy interacting with other collectors, you know, that are customers. I love packaging. I take a lot of pride when I package. And I always follow up with my customers. Hey, how did everything arrive? Everything arrived good. And I was like, man, your packaging exceeded my expectations. You're awesome. I was like, oh, thank you. You know, just leave a review for me. So interacting with the comic book community, I think that's my biggest joy of collecting, you know, finding fellow people. And not everybody's into Wolverine, but, you know, we all share the same passion, you know. Some people like to read. Some people like to collect covers, some both. And I do a little bit of both, more reading. But, yeah, that's my biggest passion on comics.
So, Jay, Nick has a lot of customers asking him for comic books. Where do you think he should start? Because I know Nick likes to dive his feet. He's like me; he'll do a little bit of research before he starts buying stuff. You know, what do you suggest for Nick? I'm curious.
At this time, you can't go wrong with the rise of the Powers of X and the rise of House of X. It's been a great series. The whole Energon universe has been very good. This is my spec. I don't spec too much. It would be a long wait, but especially Transformers and the G.I. Joe spinoffs, I believe a lot of it's going to be used once they do the G.I. Joe versus Transformers crossover movie that's supposedly coming, like probably in another year or so. Once that trailer drops and the rumors really start getting hot that it's confirmed, the Energon universe is going to be real hot. And I have a big suspicion that a lot of the Energon universe is going to be probably used in the script for the G.I. Joe Transformers crossover. I can see it. And it's happened.
I get you. What about you, Nick? Have you looked for anything comic wise? I know last time we talked, you had some customers asking you for Werewolf by Night and so forth. Have you gotten
Oh
lucky
yeah.
yet or no?
Well, actually, he ended up purchasing them. It's because they were already graded. I think it was a 9.6, and the other one was a 9.8 or something like that. But yeah, they had like an entire lot of freaking like a short box, nothing but comics. A lot of them were like first issue of like fucking random ass shit, bro. Like it was fucking weird because they had everything from like Golden Age to fucking like, god damn, dude. I think the oldest one they had in the box was like
I'll be right back.
from the 50s. So it was a weird variety of mix that they had in that fucking short box. And I was just going through it and I was like, fuck, should I pick this up? But I'm not gonna lie, dude, I don't really know too much about the comics. As a little kid, the number one thing that would catch my attention was really the covers. Cause my thing was when I grew up, I would want to have like a nice display of just the awesome covers, like, you know, the cover art, you know. But I'm not gonna lie, when it comes to like reading comic books, I don't really read the comic books unless it's something that's fucking amazing that it's like a must read. Like
Yeah.
right now they're talking about the Ninja Turtles and Raphael having his own fucking solo crossover, and they're thinking there's I want to say episode 144 or issue 144 of the Ninja Turtles. That's where Raphael takes off in his motorcycle and he leaves, and it's going to end up continuing. Supposedly somehow some way this fool ended up in prison, and he's in prison with all humans, and so there's a fucking bounty on his head now. So it's basically like him trying to survive in prison. I don't know how the fuck that's going to work, but whatever. Like,
Night Thrasher?
what's up?
Are you talking about Night Thrasher? I think that's the name. Night something. I forgot.
The Raphael one.
Yeah,
Yeah, let me see.
where he becomes like a vigilante.
Yeah,
Technically, he's like a Casey Jones / Punisher version of the Turtles.
The Punisher Turtle. Imagine that crossover. What do we call them? I want to see the other screen.
Oh, yeah.
I'm fucking with you.
Well, The Last Ronin is really heating up. That's at $70 right now, raw. Cover A, issue 1, which I have in my personal collection.
Mhm.
And a lot of people know I have that, and they want me to sell it. Like, no, bro. I love the Turtles. I got to keep something for my personal collection. Awesome.
Yeah, I got me like 6 of those fucking cover A's, bro. Fucking love it. What's it called? Alrighty, guys. So we're coming to the end of the podcast here. There's some questions that we didn't get to. But before we do anything else, guys, I want to make sure that I share this. So, Nick, I'm going to have you talk because when I share stuff, I'm on one screen and I can't see. You know what I mean? So,
okay. So what are you sharing?
we got this event coming up tomorrow.
Oh, okay.
Can you guys see it or no?
Yes, I see it.
You want to read it off there, Nico?
All right, guys. So once again, the event that my friend Fabian is running, it is at the Wing Barn in San Juan. Basically, it's right next to the HEB off the expressway. So if you guys are familiar with San Juan, it is HEB, Taco Palenque, and then right next to it, there's a little mini mall strip, and that's where Wing Barn is connected with Cricket and several other locations. But yeah, guys, we've done this event already. I'm gonna say like 3 times prior to this one, and this one's gonna happen again on Saturday. Wing Barn will also have I believe it's boneless wings, the promotion. Yeah, 50-cent boneless wings. Honestly, we've had a really good turnout for the past couple of shows. I'm really hoping that the weather's gonna, be okay for tomorrow. And yeah, that's gonna be the event. It's gonna be from 5 p.m. to 9, and we're gonna have everybody from Hot Wheels to comic books to Funko Pop to action figures. So whatever it is that you guys are looking for, Pokemon cards, let us know, and we'll try our best to help you up, like hook you up with whatever it is that your collection might be. But to be honest with you, we're trying to at least do this at least once a month. So this particular show, if you didn't catch it the last couple of times, this is your time to go ahead and check it out. If you do see this particular flyer on Facebook, David shared it, I also shared it. You guys can do us a huge favor and share the information, family and friends, stuff like that. Spread the word. But like I said, we're trying to do this at least once a month.
what's it called? So I have a Rocket League, David. I'm 100% sure I have one, but it's in one of my storages in where's that shit
But
called?
which one is he looking for? Is it the Hot Topic exclusive one? Like,
I only have exclusives, bro. Hey, you like that?
So is it going to be an indoor event or outdoor event?
It's
no,
outdoors.
man, it's an outdoor event.
Okay.
Yeah,
So that's why you're
the-
saying the weather fair. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. The store manager from Wing Barn, he was nice enough to. We've actually talked to him, and he gave us the agreement once a month, and it's an outside parking lot event. You know, so basically every vendor will get like the length of the parking space. They set up their little canopy. They can take their own tables, do their own setup, stuff like that. You know, but it's really cool. That's why I'm just really hoping that the weather's good and it doesn't kind of fuck everything up.
And my boy Diego, bro. Shit.
Plan B. You always got to have the plan B, brother.
Oh,
Yeah.
bro.
So.
Are you doing
I guess
the Rockin' Fifth or no, Nico?
No, dude, no. Unfortunately, it's at the same time. It's because the person that messaged me, they got the times wrong. They said from 8 to 4, but in reality, it's 4 to 8.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so I was hoping to do the morning one, that Rocket Thrift, and then take off to this one. So I was like, I'll double down on the shows. Like, I'll do the one in the morning. I'll get out maybe a little bit early. Instead of 4, I was thinking like 3, pack up, and then hit this show at 5. So, that's what I was thinking, but unfortunately, it didn't go that way. So I gave them their the $25 deposit, and I told them to hold it for me as a store credit. So if I see any T-shirts or anything that they have in their thrift store, I'll go pick it up later and use my credit.
Bro, you snooze, you lose. That's my money now, fool. Shit.
Hey, so just out of curiosity, what questions did you have? Because I know we're running out of time here.
If I could elaborate on the spec, I would also put Last Ronin and Last Ronin 2 on there as well.
Yeah.
As books to invest in. Especially Last Ronin 2. I wouldn't be surprised if, down the line they make an animated series or a live action movie. Kind of like what they want to do with The Last Ronin. It's going to be a hard R. So that's why Last Ronin is really heating up right now.
No, definitely true. And Jay, where can people follow you if they want to start following you? Your whatnot, your Instagram, your Discord. Where can they find you at?
So one of the many nicknames that I like to call myself the Scourge of the 12 social media platforms. So you can find me on Facebook, you can find me on Instagram, you can find me on TikTok, you can find me on Whatnot, you can find me on Shortbox, you can find me on Pop Shop Live. I'm everywhere, brother. I'm on eBay. I'm all over the place, and it's all the same logo. You'll see the Funko avatar, and it's Jay Stacks in mine. I do reviews on comic books that I read on YouTube. I do package reviews on Instagram. So yeah, you can find me anywhere and everywhere.
Man, this guy's everywhere. Shit.
I am the Scourge of the 12 social media platforms, bro. You gotta spread it yourself. Some people like TikTok, some like people like Instagram, some people are still stuck in the old age of Facebook.
Okay.
But you gotta release
So
it.
look, check this out. David and Chris from the Average Boys, they talked to me on the podcast after we end the podcast, and they even spoke to me at the United Collectors, and they were telling me, hey man, what's your thought about possibly doing your own podcast? And I was thinking about it, right? Because every single time David will ask me, hey, go ahead and tell where everybody can find you. Dude, I'm here, bro. Like, most of the time I'm with Chris or I'm with David on this show. Where else are you gonna find me? Like,
You got
I'm
a
here,
Facebook
like-
page, bro?
Huh?
You have your digital creator Facebook page?
Dude,
For the vehicles, Facebook.
I hardly ever use it,
For the
to be
open-
honest with you.
Motherfucker, you use them all the fucking time. Get the fuck out of here. You're
No,
trying to fool.
If you check my Facebook, it's mostly just to advertise like little events that I'm going to and stuff like that. Other than that, I don't really post anything.
Yeah, maybe. You're not wrong.
Bro, you can. Anybody out there, you can hit me up on Instagram if you want me on your podcast. I'm more than happy to. I'm more of an Instagram guy. Like, I can tell you, like, my family and friends, like, why are you calling me a personal number? Call me on Instagram. It sounds better anyways. And I can video chat people. I'd rather video call people.
Oh, somebody's
But,
acting all
uh,
bougie now.
Yeah, bro. I fucking hate Instagram, bro. So what the fuck?
That
is
is-
that?
Jay's trying to be bougie. Oh, you can find me on Instagram,
Yeah, that's
man.
I am bougie, bro. I do all my shopping at Dollar Tree.
it. Dollar Tree.
Dude.
That's funny. Alrighty,
That's a TikTok reel, actually. It's like, bitch, you shop at Dollar Tree.
That's fucking great. So again, guys, you catch Jay on one of the major social medias, Instagram being the primary. Nico's got his page, Nico Cantu, and he'll be at we will be at the San Juan Wing Barn, right? Wing Barn.
Yeah, Wing Barn.
Wing Barn.
He's big time, bro. He's big time.
Nah, no shit, bro. And then besides that, guys, if not, catch our homeboy Chris P, Brian D, and Triggs on the Average Boys podcast Sunday at 8 p.m. And besides that, guys, you guys have a wonderful night. We'll see you guys. Have a good night, guys. See ya.
Good night, everyone.